Hello, and welcome to another chapter of a tome pulled right off the shelves at the heart of the Jackals. This is Rigar Part 9, Sovereign Skin. Let's get to work.
Korvoth began sorting the various bits of cloth and scorched hive thread, shortly after waking up and making his trek safely down the mountainside. He stored the best sections over his shoulders, head, and back, even though his stomach grumbled, and he was more than his and a few more pairs of people's fair share of dizzy, confused, and tired. It was all a haze over his vision. He knew there was important work to be done, and no one else to help him manage it. So he very easily heard the hesitant steps of people approaching, come to gawk at the sight before them. And he had enough forethought to let them get a little closer, a little too close to be comfortable, but not so close to force a violent reaction from them. "What are you doing near my kills?" he snarled in their direction. It's good when lying to keep a lot of truthiness in it. A lesson directly from Lothran. "Anyone gonna answer me?" Korvoth knew he must have looked odd, like a golem wrapped in 1,000 tattered and torn skins of its own kind.
A man separated himself from the others, pushing the rest of them back. He was a jackal, the first proper jackal Korvoth had ever laid eyes on. But he assuredly was one, the spitting image of all the hollow projections he'd ever gazed at with awe. "We don't want any trouble. We're from a village nearby. A lookout saw the commotion, and we just thought..." He trailed off, not sure what to make of a golem that could talk.
"You thought you could steal from me? Take what's mine by right." Korvoth was being a little meaner than he initially intended, but he was also caught up in the act of it, feeling the cloth around him, sort of imbued his words with a bit more blade and bite, in the oddest manner.
No, the jackal man reassured him. "It sure would be nice to know your name, though. It sure would be nice."
"It sure would be nice to know the names of all these thieves," Korvoth pointed to all of the villagers behind the man. "But I'll settle for yours just now." Korvoth rose up, standing much taller than any golem should have any right to be, on eye level and a little taller than the man speaking for the rest of his village.
"My name is Nolan. It's a pleasure to meet you."
"It's a pleasure for me to meet you as well, Nolan." Korvoth didn't elaborate any more than that, and he watched as the man slowly backed away, ever so slowly. "I have a problem, Nolan. I have a task to complete." Man, this was weird easy to just keep rolling with once you got going. Oh, so strange. "I have a task that needs completion, passed down from on high to one as simple as I am. Can you help me with it?"
"Are you fetching these golems? For someone? For your master?"
"I have no master, Nolan. I choose to work for who I choose to work for." Korvoth had to practically grab his tongue out of the air. "Don't say too much. Never say too much."
"Who exactly do you work for?" Nolan asked, trying to hide the retreating villagers behind his body as much as he could, sounding very much like the answer to the question was almost as important as the lives of those he was protecting.
Fine. If you must know, I killed all of these because Jakul asked me politely to do so. Korvoth pointed down at the pile of golems he was standing upon. Every last person froze at the utterance of Jakuru's name. "Is there a problem, Nolan?" Seriously, Was there? Have I told a little too much truth?
Nolan spoke back up. Excuse them, please. They are afraid. Tales of Jaguru. What he asks for always leads to death.
Of course it leads to death. Korvoth kicked a golem box, detaching it from the rest of its shattered limbs and cloth. All dead. Couldn't be much clearer. So you want to help me or what?
What would we be doing exactly? Nolan asked, and seeming very steadfast in his request. He wanted actual information here, not just petty words, a good description.
Well, you and your friends, the ones back there trying to hide, I see you, you're not hidden very well, will help me gather all of the cloths and boxes and sand that we can, and we'll bring it back to your quaint little town or whatever it is. And there I'll do some repair work. Fighting's not easy, especially with this many foes, Korvoth joked, but no one laughed. He more or less did it for effect.
I still don't know your name. I don't know if I can trust someone capable of all this.
Good point, I suppose. Korvoth gazed around and nodded, assessing the situation. Though, anyone capable of all of this might get bored with you and decide to do a little more of this. If you say get on their nerves. Don't you think? Korvoth pushed at Nolan's resolve.
I'd, at the very least, like to know the name of my potential defiler. Nolan remained adamant in the face of such threats.
Fine. My name is Korvoth. He spoke openly and honestly. Something in the Jakul's golden pupils flashed, and the man bowed.
To any true servant of Jaguru, we will adhere to the accords laid before us. Nolan turned back to the other men, waving them on and shouting instructions.
Korvoth felt more than a slight amount of discomfort rumbling in his insides, and not just from the lack of sustenance or water. He knew he'd crossed a line, something he'd not be able to take back if he desired to do so later on down this particular painful path.
And so it is. Our time together has once more come to a close. I have been Lothran, and this was Rigar Part 9. Sovereign Skin. Another tale from the heart of the Jackals. Go ahead, Korvoth.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's the end of the story today, folks. Hope you liked it. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't be a jerk, though. I'm watching you. Don't forget to stay safe out there. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to show your support. And there's this little bell thing when you subscribe. After you subscribe, you gotta click the bell to make sure you get notifications, because we release videos every day and you don't want to miss none of them. Okay, good night and good luck. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.